Of course, there are actually many different types of self-assessments, tests that you can do. And in our text material, we've included a list of some of these, but they include many different areas. You can test yourself on your interests, your values, your personality types, your skills. And some of these are tests that you can do for free, and some of them you have to pay a fee for. We're going to look at two very popular interpretive assistant tools. Two tests that you do have to pay money for, and you actually have to have an administrator do the test for you. The very first one is one that perhaps you have heard of, called the Myers-Briggs Test, or the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. The Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, or the MBTI, is a test that looks at all of your different types of personalities and actually identifies 16 different personality types. It asks various questions, of course, to determine what type of personality you have. Questions such as the following. You are almost never late for your appointments. Yes or no? You like to be engaged in an active and fast-paced job. Yes or no? You enjoy having a wide circle of acquaintances. Yes or no? And in the end, these personality types are based on the following associations and the following letters. E or I indicates extroversion or introversion. S or N indicates sensing versus intuition. T and F refer to thinking or feeling, and J or P refer to your judgment or perception. And in the end, you can have a code that tells you your overall personality combination, such as an INFP, or an ENTJ, or an ISTP. A little bit of an alphabet mix, but what it indicates is different degrees or mixes of personality types, and it's one way that you can evaluate yourself and know how you compare to other types of people and other areas of work. Another very popular and commonly used test is called the OPQ test, which is the Occupational Personality Questionnaire. This is a very popular test because it has about 100 questions that will identify about 32 different personality types. The thing that's different about this test is it will look at you with different situations in the workplace, and it makes a bit of a judgment on your response to different situations based on different questions. And it has questions such as the following. Example: you manage an extremely busy team of 6 people who operate as an office-based customer service department. The peak business period for the year is approaching, and your department is undoubtedly beginning to feel the strain. Matters are reaching the breaking point, with staff morale dropping and errors increasing. Your staff are openly questioning what is expected of them and are confused about their department's overall objectives. However, the situation is not irretrievable. If you act now, your major customers remain happy. Urgent action is required. And then it gives you 3 possible responses to this situation, and you have to choose one of those responses. The following responses are your possible choices. Number 1, set up weekly meetings with your team to review progress and set up short-term objectives. Number 2, inform the team that there is too much careless work and announce the introduction of a formal record of errors. Stress the fact that individuals making repeated errors will be dealt with. And number 3, establish formal target setting and review arrangements for each member of the team. If you are interviewing for a job, especially with a larger corporation, it is most likely that you will have either of these 2 tests, the Myers-Briggs or the OPQ, or something very similar. The reason is that it allows the potential employer to look a little bit deeper into your skill set and your personality type for matching them with their job objectives. So, you need to be prepared to deal with these type of questions. And as you have noticed, yes, the English for these type of questions is rather complex and frankly quite difficult. So we've included a few test sites where you can have some similar questions, perhaps for free in some of the sites, in our text material. The best way to prepare yourself, of course, is to practice with as many questions or similar questions as possible. Good luck. So why all the tests? Why all the questions? Why all the inventories? Well, it's clear. If you have a clear idea of who you are and where you want to go, when you see the destination, you'll be able to sell yourself better. As Auguste Comte said, know yourself to improve yourself. And as Isabel Briggs Myers said, whatever the circumstances of your life, the understanding of type can make your perceptions clearer, your judgments sounder, and your life closer to your heart's desire. Listening to this, in fact, you are identifying yourself as a very specialized product. In fact, you need to begin to think of yourself as a product and the specific image and brand that you offer. And that's what we'll talk about next.
Hello, this is Sarah Hill. Let's look at the preposition in. In is a basic preposition in English, so I think it would be an excellent idea to review some of its basic uses. In can be used to show space within a box, in an enclosed space, such as in the box, in the garden, in the United States. In can also be used with superlatives. You are the best student in the world. Or how about Madrid is the largest city in Spain? In can be used with time, months, years, seasons, time periods. In the year 2000, in the month of November, in autumn, in the 50s. In can be used for a future time period. I'll see you in a few minutes. What are you going to do in the next 5 years? In can also be used to describe a circumstance or an outcome. I like to write in black ink, or please write in pencil, thank you. Or I want you to speak only in English. Or how about I like to dress in black and on occasion in red. There's also I have a degree in linguistics. In can also be used in ratios. 1 in 5 people don't know how to use a computer. Well, are you in the loop or out of the loop? What do you think this means? It's a business expression. It means you are the inside member of a circle of knowledge because you have privileged information, perhaps because you're valuable to the company. What do you think the secret is to becoming an inside member of the company or in the loop? Well, in my opinion, communicating effectively in English is the key secret to staying in the loop.
Hello, my name is Sandra Handler, and today we're going to look at 2 phrasal verbs. We're going to look at get in and get out, okay, and get out of. So get in and get out can be opposites, all right? So get in can mean to enter, all right? You say get in the car, okay? And that means enter the car. Get out can be the opposite. It can mean to exit, get out of the car, all right? It can also mean to leave. So I say, get out of my house, and that means leave my house. Okay, so get in can also mean to be accepted in a group. So my brother-in-law is a member of a running club. They go running every weekend, and they limit the number of members because they don't want it to get too crowded. But I said, oh, I want to start running. Can you get me in to your running club? And well, since he had connections, he got me in. Now, get out can also be an opposite in this case. When you leave an association or a group or something that you're involved in. So if you have somebody that you know that is in politics and they decide that they want to change careers, they say, okay, I'm going to get out of politics and focus on other things or become a university professor. So they would get out of politics to start a different career or to continue with a career that they previously had. Now, get out has an additional meaning, particularly to get out of doing something. And this means to avoid doing something. So you have a weekend with no plans and you don't feel like doing anything. You just want to relax. You have a very busy life. And somebody calls you and they say, hey, we're going to have a big party and you're invited. So you decide to come up with an excuse to get out of going. You have to think of a good one, because if not, they will notice that you're trying to get out of going to their party. So don't say you're going to wash your hair. That's not a good way to get out of doing something. Those are your phrasal verbs for today. Now you can't get out of studying them. Don't be lazy. I'll see you next time. Bye.